Let's talk about this a little bit, because this is one of those events, much like Katrina, where we will be talking about it for years, but for different reasons this time. We saw that unfold almost in slow motion all those years ago. This we knew was coming, but how do you move 5 million people from Houston? A lot of criticism for those officials, but I was on the air with them this weekend. How are you going to move 5 million people?
And just if people won't move themselves, that's really what it comes down to. That's why you hear the desperation coming from these officials. Greg Abbott's continued pleas, even now, get out, go away, because people don't do it. We saw it in Katrina. We've seen it in hurricane after hurricane, which is even people who live in hurricane country don't appreciate the risk and the amount of potential devastation. It's just hard to get them to move.
Well, and the experience after Hurricane Rita, or during Hurricane Rita in 2005, really did inform the mayor's decision, because about 100 people died
107
in that evacuation, including there was that bus with elderly people who caught fire.
That's an excellent point, too.
But we can't even start to look back at the decisions that were made yet, because there's still worse to come. I spoke to Greg Abbott, the governor, this morning, and I said, what was the first thing you did when you woke up this morning? He said, I checked the forecast, because they're expecting 20 to 25 more inches of rain in some portions of his state. You can't stop and start to look back at what has happened, the decisions are made, so you figure out what more is coming.
No, you're absolutely right, and you can only go by raw data at this point, and it's still coming in. And the fact that the death toll is mercifully so low as it is, you know, right now, and hopefully it stays low, and hopefully people in this part of the country have learned the lessons from Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane Rita. And, you know, oftentimes, especially in cities that are economically devastated in certain parts, there's not the kind of mobility. Like it's really easy for many of us to say, hey, come on, just get out of there. But when people don't have any choice, and also, as we saw some of the lessons from Hurricane Katrina, people who have been through massive storms, they have a sense of survival because they've been through it, and they feel almost immortal or impenetrable. They're not. And even on Thursday, when we were on the couch, Janice Dean was imploring people, it's a sunny day here in New York City, imploring people to get out of that region, and hopefully some